Hello, everybody, and welcome to Better Together. Today, we have a very special guest, our Chief of Product Development, Gary Jones. Hello, Gary. How are you doing?
Logan, doing great. Thank you for having me today.
Of course, absolutely. So if you were one of the hundreds to join us for our 5-year anniversary event, you heard all the news about our latest addition to our new line of treatment products, the Skin Brightening Serum, which I am absolutely obsessed with. So amazing. And, you heard about the ways that Truora is leading the microbiome clean movement. Everybody's heard of clean beauty, but we are leading the microbiome clean movement. Because as you know, our products preserve the health of the microbiome, support the balance of the microbiome, and supplement the skin with advanced anti-aging compounds. Our big three, right? Nobody else combines those benefits with our clinically proven results. So, during our anniversary event, you really took some time to help us unpack that important first point, microbiome clean, and how we're setting ourselves apart from everybody else in the industry. So, Gary, tell us more.
Well, Logan, when we talk about the big three, there's a reason that microbiome clean is really the first thing that we talk about. And one thing that's very interesting, and I don't know that everybody really understands this, but every ingredient that's natural is not necessarily clean. Here's a couple of great examples. Licorice root, for example, that is a natural ingredient, but it's also a phytoestrogen. So that's an ingredient that even though it's natural, it wouldn't be considered clean because it does, have a potential to disrupt hormones. So that'd be a good example of a natural ingredient that's not clean. And then there are clean ingredients that aren't microbiome clean. And retinol would be a great example of that. Retinol is a vitamin A derivative. Mm-hmm. It's natural. It's used in many clean brands, but it's a known irritant. And so that's not something that we could use because it negatively affects the health and balance of the skin microbiome. So those are some good examples of, natural and clean that aren't necessarily microbiome clean. And understanding the difference in those is really what sets us apart and what really allows us to do what we're doing. Because microbiome clean standards go well above and beyond the industry's clean standards. Right. And so that's really one of the things that make us extremely different, because we have to ensure that every ingredient we use in every final formulation protects that delicate health and balance of the skin microbiome.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's a perfect thing for us to be able to reiterate to our potential customers, right? Our products are formulated with ingredients that are clean, but that's not enough, right? They also have to be microbiome friendly only. So basically, next level clean, setting the standard for clean. And then I know clearly we do that for a reason. So what are the benefits of microbiome clean ingredients and products?
Well, when you're looking at microbiome clean formulas, you really have to ensure that they meet a variety of different criteria. One, they've got to be pH balanced, because you've got to protect that delicate acid mantle on the skin. So we really ensure that every one of our products are, our pH balanced, not only balanced, but also pH correct. To meet the pH of our own skin. So you're not going to find these that are, very acidic or very base ingredients. They are all formulated right at that sweet spot, to keep the pH of the skin where it needs to be for the healthy proliferation of those good microbes. Next, you got to make sure that you are cleansing the skin without stripping that moisture barrier. So that's why it's important to choose particular surfactants that are naturally derived, so they aren't stripping the skin. Then you get exfoliation, which exfoliation is one of the key benefits, are one of the key attributes to anti-aging. The faster we can get rid of those cells that are on the surface of our skin, the faster we're going to develop new skin cells. However, exfoliants are notoriously irritating. You look at like glycolic acid is a great example. A great chemical exfoliant, very irritating, can be very irritating to the skin. Same with retinol. That would be another great example of that. And, harsh microdermabrasion, particles, that are really rough on the skin. So there's an example of it, how exfoliation can irritate the skin. So we have to be very gentle in the ingredients that we choose. That's why we choose phytic acid in our tonic, because it's a very gentle chemical exfoliant and alpha hydroxy acid. And then our microdermabrasion, anyone who's used it will guarantee that it's much more gentle than you're going to find a typical microdermabrasion treatment, or even many over-the-counter just scrubs. So exfoliation without irritation is very important. You've got to make sure that you use skin identical ingredients to help supplement the moisture barrier on the skin. So that's why we use, a lot of lipids, oils, emollients that are safe but also very gentle for the moisture barrier of the skin. You got to look, anti-aging, that's one of the big three.
Right.
Choosing the right anti-aging ingredients to incorporate in the formulas to deliver results without irritation or compromise to the microbiome is very important. So you've got to make sure that they aren't causing any skin sensitivities, they aren't causing irritation, but they are helping to reverse or delay the signs of aging. Again, any ingredient that's known to be an irritant or a hormonal disruptor, we gave some examples of those earlier, ensuring none of those are in the formula are important for microbiome clean. And you also got to make sure that every ingredient you choose is non-toxic. It's completely vetted out to ensure that it's free of any contamination. And you've always, the point of entry in any type of clean brand, particularly microbiome clean, is making sure that you have transparent labeling. So every ingredient in that formula is represented on the ingredient list. And that's something that's extremely important, not only for clean microbiome clean brands, but clean brands in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those points are a great thing to keep in mind, because, so often, and I've been guilty of it myself, talking about, well, our products are microbiome friendly, they're microbiome clean. That means they have a pre and probiotic. While that's true, they do contain pre and probiotics. All of those things make up a microbiome clean formula. And I think those are the things that we need to remember and keep in mind whenever we're sharing and using truer products, right? It's not just about that pre and probiotic. There are so many other things that those ingredients have to pass a check on in order to make it into our formulas. There's really no comparison between us and any other brand. I know you get in your group all the time, hey, how do we compare to so-and-so, so-and-so? There really is no comparison. I don't know of any other company who does it. I think we're still there at the forefront. So I think those are fabulous things to remember when we are selling our product or sharing our product and trying to explain the difference between us and any other company.
Right. And you also, and you mentioned that pre and probiotic, that's not necessarily the microbiome clean. That's a totally different animal, so we have to follow the guidelines of microbiome clean, which were all of those things we just mentioned. But what are we doing also in turn, not only to protect the microbiome, but to help nurture that balance of microbes. And that's where the pre and the probiotics come in, because, the prebiotics are food for the probiotic ingredients. And so when you're introducing new bacteria and you're introducing a food source for those bacteria, you're increasing both the richness and diversity of the microbiome, which then reinforces the moisture barrier of the skin, the barrier function of the skin, and your skin ultimately ends up being more healthy and more protected against UV exposure and oxidative damage.
Yeah, that's a perfect explanation, and a look into how those pre and probiotic ingredients are just a small piece of the microbiome clean puzzle that we are putting together here at Truora. So we know that a part of the leading the microbiome clean movement is also offering products that are relevant and attractive.
Right.
And we know we just launched our skin brightening serum, and it checks those boxes for sure.
It does. People are looking for solutions, and that's very apparent, particularly when you're, the market today is really divided. You've got those brands that aren't at all clean, but they're focused on anti-aging and delivering high power results. Then you have some that are all clean, but they're not really delivering a whole lot of gusto when it comes to repairing or delaying or preventing the signs of aging. And that's where that's again, that big three. That's the one of the elements that really sets us apart. And this skin brightening serum is no different. The whole concept of skin brightening, skin discoloration, it's a huge market, and it's not just an over 50 market.
No,
where you're talking, where age spots, sunspots do manifest themselves later in life, more so the more you've been exposed to the sun and the elements. However, you've got men and women in their 20s who have hormonal discoloration, either through pregnancy or just the use of birth control. So it isn't an older person's problem. It's an every person's problem. And unfortunately, a lot of the ingredients that have been available to use are not healthy at all for your skin or your body. And so finding and selecting those ingredients that are effective, that can deliver results and can do the job and still be safe and effective, that's that careful balance that we've really achieved with this product. It's got some amazing ingredients. And whether you are using it for skin lightening, or to fade any discoloration, to even the skin tone, that's great, because that's one of the reasons it was designed. But if you don't necessarily have an issue with skin discoloration right now, it's a great preventive. It's an incredible antioxidant. It's incredible at just reducing redness and irritation in the skin and giving the skin an even luminous tone, brightening the skin, making it look, more radiant. So it's a kind of a product that works for anyone and everyone if they choose to incorporate it into their regimen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just going to ask you to go into, who could possibly use this product, but you really kind of spelled it out. It absolutely is for everyone. We're all about radiant, glowing skin. It's in our name. And the skin brightening serum is right in line with realizing your true aura. And it's available at a great price point, $79 US dollars. It's just perfect, honestly, for anyone who, like you said, might be struggling with that discoloration, or anyone who's trying to avoid it. Right. So, and it's easy to use consistently too. I love the dropper. So I figured while we're here chatting, let's look a little closer at the microbiome-clean ingredients that are featured in this serum.
Okay, good. Well, it all starts out with that great probiotic, bifidoferment lysate. I love this ingredient. We use it in a number of our products. It's in our night cream. It's in our balancing mist. It's in our bio-lifting hydration serum, which is, a best-selling treatment product. And one of the reasons it's so popular is because it really does help protect the skin against UV exposure. So it's got the great probiotic activity, to help encourage the health and balance of the skin microbiome, but it plays a dual role. It actually is not only just a probiotic in the formulation, it's actually part of our advanced brightening complex. And the reason that it works so well is because it helps to encourage cellular detoxification, which is going to help improve the function of the skin cells, and also protect from UV exposure. And the elements have a huge impact on skin discoloration. So if you can increase the barrier function of the skin, add more, UV protection, you're really going to help minimize that skin discoloration in the long run. So that's how it plays a dual role. And then, of course, we've got that great prebiotic ingredient, which is propandiol. It has a dual role also. It acts as a humectant, which basically a moisture magnet to pull moisture, hold it onto the skin, in addition to providing a food source for that great healthy bacteria. So, so those are two of the first ingredients. Mm-hmm. Digging in deeper to the advanced brightening complex. Yes. I really love this because, there are a lot of ingredients out there like hydroquinone. Is a skin lightener. It's a very, it's not being used very much because it is an ugly ingredient to formulate with, and not very good for the skin or the body. Licorice extract is another ingredient that is a common skin fading ingredient. Again, we mentioned earlier, it is, it is an estrogen, phytoestrogen, so you don't want to use that. arbutin is an ingredient that's very widely used as a hydroquinone alternative. But what few people know is it actually contains trace amounts of hydroquinone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so even though it doesn't say hydroquinone, it's kind of hiding in some other ingredients. So there were a lot of ingredients that we went through that we couldn't use, even though, originally you kind of thought, oh yeah, well, licorice is great, we'll use that. And then the more you dig into it and you get the documentation on that and you realize those are the ones you can't. So the ones we ended up with are clearly going to be a safe alternative to those ingredients, but they're also extremely effective because they address various forms of skin discoloration. So first of all, you got that bifidobacterium lysate. That's going to help with cellular detoxification. It's going to help increase the UV protection in the skin cells, which ultimately that's going to help with, skin brightening. Then there are 3 different ingredients. There's diglucosylgallic acid, which we use in a variety of our products also. It's primarily an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, an anti-redness ingredient. So it's really going to go in and help address redness and irritation. But it's also part of a class of ingredients called tyronase inhibitors. And tyronase is basically an enzyme that kicks into gear when you need melanin production. And so these tyronase inhibitors actually slow down the overproduction of melanin in this. So, and the diglucosylgallic acid is a tyronase inhibitor. Daisy flower extract is also a tyronase inhibitor. And then the tetrapeptide 30 is also a tyronase inhibitor. And so what you're doing is those are really going in and preventing the melanocytes, which are the cells that produce melanin, from overproducing and from those getting to the surface of the skin. So basically you're tampering that activity that's causing melanin production. And then, of course, we added in ascorbyl glucoside, which is a vitamin C extract. The great thing about I'm not a fan of, I love vitamin C in theory. When it's active, it's a great antioxidant. It's a great skin fading ingredient. The problem with pure vitamin C is it oxidizes extremely quickly. It turns brown often, and the activity is neutralized. So ascorbyl glucoside is a very stable form of vitamin C. It's actually a derivative of vitamin C that your skin converts into pure vitamin C. Okay. And so what you're getting is a time-release delivery of the vitamin C. It's also going to help reduce the overproduction of melanin, but it also is going to fade skin discoloration. So that's really what's more of your fading agent. So when you combine all 5 of those together, you're really getting a powerhouse, going to the root of the problem, not just blocking melanin production, but helping to purify the skin cells, help to build up the UV defenses, and then help to fade the discoloration as well. So it's a really robust skin brightening serum. And then, of course, we've got the barrier function, the barrier support blend also, which has coconut alkanes, glycerin, which is also a great prebiotic ingredient. It's got jojoba oil and jojoba esters, and those are skin identical oils that really mimic the skin's own sebum production. So you're putting those in there, which are really going to help support the skin barrier, lock moisture in, and prevent, moisture loss throughout the day.
Okay.
So it's a really robust formula.
Oh, I was going to say, I feel like you're covered on all areas with this serum, seriously. And going into those ingredients kind of spells out why exactly this product isn't just for those who do struggle with discoloration, right? We've got those fading ingredients, and that's fabulous for those who do, but the other 4 in that powerhouse are specifically making sure that you are protecting your skin from that discoloration. So that's fantastic.
And I'll also say another key market for this product is, there are different kinds of discoloration. There's those that's caused from hormones. There's those that are caused from the sun. And then there are those that are caused from irritation. It's a post-inflammatory scarring, most commonly after acne, any kind of skin damage. And the darker the skin, the more prevalent that, that scarring is going to be. So I would say if you had acne, acne skin has redness, it has irritation, inflammation, and post-inflammatory scarring. These ingredients will address the redness, they'll address the inflammation, and they'll address the post-inflammatory scarring. So I see a market from 16 to 90, or,
Right.
so it's not just, it's not a product that has a specific age group. Any age, any demographic, any gender will benefit from use of this product.
I love that. No, this is truly one of my favorites. And we were talking about hormonal discoloration, and I've got my melasma going on. I had it even before I was pregnant, but this is by far one of my favorites. And like every other product, you need to be consistent with it twice a day for however many days. I've been using it for months. But it really is an absolutely amazing formula that I know you guys are going to absolutely love. And I thank you for taking the time to talk about those ingredients, because it really spells out why this product is for absolutely everybody. So thank you so much, Gary. I appreciate you hopping on with us. It's always lovely to chat products with you. So thank you. Thank you. Then the Skin Brightening Serum, guys, it's now available to you and your customers. And it's a perfect reason to connect with existing customers and also start new relationships. But reach back out to those existing customers and let them know, hey, there's a new product. This is why I think you'd be great for it. We have some more training on the Skin Brightening Serum and on each of our Microbiome Clean products in the app and in the resource library, sell sheets, videos, social images, photography, you name it, we got it. Check them out. Start sharing today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for this session. And thank you again, Gary. Take this information, take the training, and let's use it to become better together. Thanks, guys. Chat later. Bye-bye.